Welcome back to Macabre Mondays, where mystery meets the macabre with your favorite deadly married duo. I'm Ale.
And I'm Tom.
Your guides through the strange, the sinister, and the spooky. Here we are, guys. Friends. Before we get into today's episode, I know, you may all be wondering, it was your anniversary. You just did a giveaway. Who are the lucky, lovely winners? Before we even tell you who they are, we just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support that we received this last week. My God. You guys rock, literally. How exciting. I also have been hearing that all the giveaway items are so cute. Well, not cute, but all the giveaway items are so cool. And I'm not going to lie. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I've been working overtime on the holiday breaks to make something really fun, to do a giveaway, and just something that feels very Macabre Mondays, and that just feels a lot, I don't know, it'll be fun to show off. Put stickers on your bottle. Hang up on your wall.
Put them on your laptop.
Whatever you want to do with them. Yeah. So we love the turnout. We loved all the love and support. So thank you guys so much. But let's announce the 3 lucky winners. Tom, take it away.
Cue me in the future. Thank you, past Tom. All right. So the winners of the Macabre Mondays giveaway are Marisol, Paul, and Allison. Congratulations to you guys. Thank you guys for putting your submissions in. We're so excited to send these packages out. We will DM you guys with more information. Thank you guys.
Yay! Congratulations. We're so excited for you guys. I'm just so happy that it was such a great turnout. And just honestly, we had such a fun time doing this giveaway. Like, stay tuned. Maybe we'll do another one later on.
Yeah, maybe you're going to be the lucky winner of more
Macabre
cool
Mondays.
merch.
Yeah, cool merch of Macabre Mondays. It's so cool. Well, let's get into today's episode. Friends, family, friends, ghouls, lovers, ghosts, vampires.
Partners that aren't and wanting to listen.
Yeah, partners that don't want to listen. I mean, this one's for you. Tom is one of them.
Yes, but I speak on behalf of all partners.
All right, Tom. Where are we heading today?
Well, this is
You
great.
get only one shot.
One guess?
One shot. One opportunity.
To seize everything.
Do not make... So what is it? Is it the Eminem song?
Yeah, but you got all the lyrics wrong.
Was it? Hold on. It was like...
You got this.
Do not miss this chance to blow. This opportunity that once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself. I got it.
You better lose yourself.
Isn't it like that? The song is called Lose Yourself.
It is. It does. Yeah. It was close.
Okay, anyways.
It was,
where the hell are we going?
It was a little gibberish,
Where are we
and then
going?
I think you were getting there.
I was getting there.
I'm going to say East Coast, West Coast.
East Coast.
Are you sure this time?
100%, yes.
North or south?
South.
All right. South or middle south?
Oh my God, answer. Just give me a state.
Georgia.
No, we're going to Alabama.
Shit.
So close, though. You were about to be like the latitude coordinates, like 0.7013. I'll be like,
okay.
Just give me a state.
You can't hate the player, hate the game.
Silly, I can't. We are going to Alabama. Now, I'm going to ask you a question again. Anybody answer? Tom, what would you do if you're driving down the highway at night, okay? Nighttime, you're driving. You're just like heading
already
home.
Not liking this scenario.
And in the headlights, you see a baby on the side of the road.
What?
Yes. You see a baby.
On the highway?
On the highway, alone in a diaper, walking alongside the road.
In a diaper walking?
Yeah, what would you do? Do you call 911? Do you pull over? What do you do?
If it's at night, I'll be honest, I've seen too much. You've taught me too much. So I'm probably going to call 911 and put hazards on and very slowly keep on driving.
Okay.
Doors are locked, windows are up. I'm not talking to this baby.
No.
Because who knows? It could be a decoy.
Decoy. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So, yeah.
Well, in the late evening hours of July 13th of 2023, a 25-year-old woman named Carlee Russell is driving through Hoover, Alabama. Carlee is a new nursing student. She lives locally, and by all accounts, she's leading a pretty normal life. Typical. Okay. Now, I heard of this case when it was happening live, like on the news and everything, because me and my friends were all talking about it in the group chats. Anything about it, we were talking about it, like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I'll tell you why it's crazy.
Of course you were.
Earlier that night, she leaves her part-time early because she works at a spa. And there's nothing really weird about her behavior. She's like, getting ready to leave. Security cameras at her job show her, packing a few items before she leaves. And after work, she stops at Target. She buys some snacks, things like a granola bar, cheese crackers, and she just kind of spends a little time like sitting in the parking lot. And then she gets back in her car and continues on.
Okay.
So she's just like going about her day, normal.
Yeah. Solid stop too.
Solid stop. Yeah. She ends up picking up some food. I think it's something Greek or something. Whatever. She picks up some food.
Damn.
Yeah. Eventually, she ends up merging onto Interstate 459. And that's when everything changes.
Mm-hmm.
At 9:34 p.m., Carlee calls 911. And she tells the dispatcher that she's driving on Interstate 459 near exit 10, and she sees something that immediately alarms her.
Okay.
I'm going to play you the clip.
And what'd she see?
Play you the clip, boys.
Oh, what's the right side?
On the right side.
Were they walking northbound or southbound?
They're walking towards Tuscaloosa.
Walking southbound. How old do they look?
Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4.
Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them?
Yes.
Okay, are you with the child right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there?
Yeah. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, what kind of car are you in?
I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz
Is it a sedan or SUV?
SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry.
Can you put your hazards on for me?
Yeah, they're on.
Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do they look like they're injured?
No, they don't.
Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
They're white.
Okay. Is it male or female?
I think it's a boy, a little boy.
White male? Okay, so is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
And you don't see any cars anywhere?
No, no cars anywhere.
Okay. Alright, what's your name?
My name is Carlee Russell.
And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct?
No, but I can't really see they're not good.
Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best they can, because I don't want you to lose track of them.
Okay.
Alright, and do they have shoes on?
No,
Or shoes?
not that I can see. I can't really see that. Look.
Okay. Alright, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
That's weird.
Okay.
It's just odd. I don't know.
Well, she sees a baby on the side of the road.
I know. The only thing that I can think of is the baby got dumped, like
Right.
how similar to what people do with dogs they don't want. But I'm also just like, I've never heard of somebody dumping a baby on the side of the road.
Well, also could maybe, what is it? It could be from, maybe it escaped.
From what?
I don't know.
From jail? Are we looking at, what was the movie?
Are you talking about with Kevin Hart where he's a baby?
Kevin Hart's not the baby.
No, that's not the baby. Was it? Wait, hold on.
But yes, that's
Is it the
movie.
Wayans brothers?
I think it is.
Little Man. Yes, it is. Oh my God.
Yes,
That's so
Little Man.
freaking funny.
So is it Little Man? Is he a jewelry thief that's actually a baby?
I just saw this photo of it. It was cracking me up. It's cracking me up. And then this one, that's such a funny
man.
movie, dude.
I
was
love that
such
movie.
a funny. It's really funny. Okay. From where? Prison?
For real.
Well, after the 911 call, okay, She calls a family member. She actually calls, I think it was her brother's girlfriend. And she's like telling them what's happening. And she's like, yeah, I just saw a baby on the side of the road. I just called 911. I'm waiting for them to show up. They told me to wait. That call lasts just like over a minute. But during that call, something happens.
Okay.
Carlee is telling her brother's girlfriend what's happening. And then out of nowhere, she screams and goes silent. The line doesn't disconnect. It stays open from what I could see. But you can hear the phone shuffling. There's a lot of background noise. There's like passing traffic. Because you also have to think about it. She's on the highway. It's nighttime. But Carlee never comes back on the line. And obviously police are dispatched and they're on their way there. Now, no joke, the officers end up reaching the scene relatively quick. I'd probably say maybe within like 10 minutes after the call that she called. Now, there is footage of her on the highway. Well, I'll show you in a bit. I'll show you in a second. But once the police end up showing up, when they arrive, they see Carlee's like red Mercedes, and it's still parked on the shoulder of the highway with the hazards on. The engine is still running. The hazard lights are still flashing. The driver door is open.
Okay.
Inside the car, they find her purse. They find her Apple Watch inside her purse. They find the food that she ordered earlier that night that's still there, untouched. Because it really was like she's leaving work to go home. That's literally what she's doing. So, I mean, how many of us pick up some food and then we head on home? Outside the car, on the ground nearby, they find her wig and her cell phone.
Huh.
Yes. But no sign of Carlee.
So...
No sign of Carlee at all. And also, no sign of a toddler.
So what you're saying is I'm right.
Well... Yes. Officers immediately start searching the area, and at first, the assumption is as simple as you're probably thinking it, right? Maybe she ran into maybe she must have been like lured into the woods. The baby was probably a decoy. We don't really know what's going on in this moment. But as they're searching, they still don't find her. So no one else on the highway also reported seeing a child. Also, it's dark out, so I get that. But no one had reported missing a child either nearby. So that's another thing that they're like, oh my God, like who's missing a kid? Also, did anybody see anything? Because it is nighttime though, but you are on a highway. I mean.
Yeah, I guess my thing is though, when you're on the interstate, think of every time you pass a car, listeners and you. Yeah. Think about it. When you're passing a car, you glance at it.
Yeah, but
you're
pay no mind.
Never able to look at it long enough to really comprehend everything that's going on.
Unless like somebody else is in your car, like you have a passenger or somebody with you, and like they're the ones looking out and about. But still, it's not something that you're looking at. And so, as you can imagine, this starts to feel like something much, much darker. Now, one of the things that I saw that there was a witness. I don't know if it was true or not, but allegedly they claimed that they saw a gray car with a male by her car where she was. Because there were some reports, like they were just minimal though, of other people that were driving on the highway that day that saw something. Once it's clear that Carlee isn't nowhere near them right away, the response ends up ramping up pretty quickly. Officers start moving further out from the car. They search the woods along the highway. They check ditches. They check the tree lines very quickly. This stops being a quick roadside check, and now this is coming into like scene. An active search. Now this is an active search. Drones are launched to scan the area from above. There's canine units that are brought out to track ascent. Patrol cars line the shoulders of the interstate with like volunteers coming to literally scour the woods to try to help search for her. Everyone is looking for the same two things: a missing woman, Carlee Russell,
and the baby,
and the toddler, the baby. Yes, but nothing is turning up. They're not seeing footprints. They're not seeing any signs of struggle. They're not seeing any evidence that the child was even there. That's when they really are like, what the hell happened? And did this like gray car or whatever with a man, like did they just take them immediately? Were they just snatched up? Because that's the only thing that you would probably think of.
Well, I was gonna say, it almost makes me think of and I'm sure you've seen them, the videos of Colombia or that come out of Mexico where a tourist usually is driving, and then out of nowhere all of a sudden they're coming up to a light, and then all the cars just like turn and cut
like
them
they have
off.
Their own. I know what you mean.
basically kidnap them.
Yeah, like because they have their own strategy of stuff, and I mean they've gotten creative over the years. Clearly, even here, I mean, I'm sure that happens here in the U.S. for sure.
Yeah, that's
why they say you should be careful with anybody that you see on the side of the road. It just sucks nowadays that you just like can't help everybody because you don't really know anybody's intentions anymore.
Yeah, I think I've only ever stopped to help somebody if it was me and another male.
Another male?
Yeah, because
Damn.
I was like, well, both of us are here, and then usually we'd have another friend that was in the car or something. That way, then if worst case scenario, something starts happening, somebody can call 911. But at the time, both of us were volunteer firefighters, so we also had our walkies.
Right.
So if anything, there's Tom's firefighter fun facts. There's buttons on
the walkie.
All, I would assume, all
right, but the one, at least the one that you had,
Yeah, we have little orange buttons. If you click that, it sends basically a silent emergency alarm. Basically to alert like, oh, you're in a bad situation. And then instantly people are dispatched to you.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah. And I think like too, you also have such a helping nature. That's something about you that I really like. That anytime you see somebody or anything in distress, you're like, what is it? Fight or flight mode goes on. You're like, oh my God, let me help. What's going on? Is everything okay? You know, do you need whatever? You're like always there to assist. So I could definitely, that's why I asked you the question at the beginning. And I'm like, what would you do if you saw a baby on the side of the road?
Yeah, I'd be the thing is, I feel like in situations like that, one, it's dark. So I'm going to be calling multiple people also to just also make sure everyone is aware of one, where am I and what am I seeing?
Right, yeah.
Also, I think no matter what, I'd be calling multiple people because I'd be like,
yo, there's a baby on the side of the road.
On the side of the road in a diaper.
No, seriously.
I'd be like, you're not going to believe this.
He's like, what is going on? I don't know no, seriously.
TikTok live.
You're like, whose baby is this? Right, exactly. And it's crazy because after this is all happening, they're obviously investigating. They're like, what's going on? There was no other 911 calls. It was just from Carlee that night. So it also leads you to think, like, I don't know, maybe...
Did they target her specifically or something?
Did they target her specifically? Also, did they just put the baby out? I don't know. And she just so happened to have been there to get the bait. But there's not really one person that really reports seeing a baby along I-49 that night. So that's another thing that it's like, what the hell is going on? This is just insane. Now, by the next morning, the story spreads beyond Hoover, Alabama. It's in local news. It's in national news. It's everywhere. Social media. It's
becoming a wildfire.
Yeah, it's filled with warnings, especially aimed at women. And I remember at this time when the story came out, we were all talking about it, like me and my friends, and we were honestly like so concerned. We were so worried. We were like, damn. Like, I can't believe that she was abducted. I can't believe something happened to her. That's just terrible. And it also made us feel so uneasy because, again, usually it's not... I'm sure there are cases, obviously, where the male is being abducted, but the women is a lot higher. So to me, it's like another thing. I'm like, damn, it's like if I see someone on the side of the road, do I want to help them? Do I not? If I do, I might end up risking my own life. Like, chances are really high. So I remember at the time, it was like causing a huge like fear and frenzy, even though the fear was already there. But seeing it happening to somebody who was like in their 20s, just a student, going home from work, it looks like any one of us. So I remember at this time, like, it was really, we were like, damn, we really hope they find her. Like, that's crazy. That's terrible. Now, there were posts circulating that's saying that traffickers use babies to lure people out of their cars, that this is a known tactic, and that's why you should never really stop. People started sharing the story with a sense of urgency because obviously that's really going to get people more motivated to try to help. And they started organizing like prayer vigils. There were search efforts that continued. Law enforcement agencies at state and federal level were offering assistance. The FBI and Secret Service I saw got involved.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And when I say that, like, she was everywhere, I mean, she was everywhere. That I mean, I remember this. Like, she was everywhere. I don't know how it was on everybody else's feed. If you guys do remember the story, let me know. And like you were saying, it was feeling a little bit targeted. It wasn't even feeling random at this point, right? A young woman alone at night trying to help a child. Like, I feel this is a classic poster child.
No one else saw a baby
Right. Interesting. But at the same time, advocacy groups were also pointing out something important, was that usually cases involving missing Black women rarely receive this level of attention as well, which is another layer that I remember at the time. I was talking with my friends about it, and they're like, wow, you usually don't see this level of like media coverage and all that, which was another, we're like, that's amazing. That's great, because there's so many other women out there, Black, white, whatever race, that don't really, mainly more other races, but that don't really get the media coverage that they do when it comes to a missing woman. And so for the first 2 full days, there are no answers, no updates, no sightings, nothing. They can't find a lick of anything. Now, during those 2 days, Carlee's family is literally everywhere. They're on the news. They're talking to the police. They're begging for help. They organize the search efforts. There's volunteers that are showing up. People who don't even know Carlee personally, they're still coming out because they want to help bring her home.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you're going to want to, especially if somebody went missing, trying to do something good too.
That's another thing.
That makes you even more question, okay, what the hell happened?
Yes. Very true. 100%. Her parents were speaking publicly, and they were very clear about one thing, was that they're 99% sure that she was abducted, because what else could it be? And also, if you're being abducted, the first 48 hours are very crucial days. Yes. They believe that the baby on the road was used as a decoy. They believe that it was a trap, something that was just designed to make someone lower their guard, because also, why would you not stop for a baby?
Yeah.
It would be almost kind of like inhumane. So, but the fact that you even were like, I would pull over, put my hazards on, and call 911 immediately, because, and you even said, you're like, I'm not sure if this is a decoy or not, but I'm still going to help.
Windows, doors locked.
And you're going to probably keep your eyes peeled on that baby. And again, like you said, you called family too. You'd probably be calling family too. I would have too. I would have been like, hey, I would have called 911 immediately. Then I would have called you, and I would have been like, hey, I just stopped on the side of the road, get my location. There's a baby, blah, blah, blah. Stay on the phone with me, all the shit, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, around this time, another name enters the conversation. Anaya Blanchard.
Okay.
Anaya was a 19-year-old college student from Alabama who's abducted from a local gas station. And unfortunately, she was found murdered in 2019.
Oh, damn.
Yes. And her case shook the whole state. Many people still remember it very vividly. Anaya's mother, Angela, actually reached out to Carlee's family almost immedately, because she knows exactly what it feels like. And she knows the waiting. She doesn't know what's going to, like, Carlee's family doesn't really know what's going to happen. And like we said, the first 48 hours are crucial. She was abducted. It's not looking good. Her support really matters, because Anaya's case is also proof, at least in people's mind, that something like this could really happen. This isn't far-fetched. This is happening.
We've seen it before.
Yes,
like
time and time again. Yes. So when Angela was speaking about it, she was bringing a lot of awareness as well. Like, hey, please help the Russell family. Their daughter's missing. My daughter was unfortunately a victim to being abducted and murdered. So it adds weight to the fear, and it really just reinforces the belief that this isn't a misunderstanding or a coincidence.
It sounds very similar to what abduction would be.
Yes, and that's exactly, like, it really just kind of shows you that Carlee most likely is in danger right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as the search continues, police release information. Now, remember, this is just 2 days. Police are releasing information about traffic camera footage from the night that Carlee disappears. And they actually get footage from the night that she sees this baby. It's like, what is it? It's like not the bestest quality,
like
but it's
the news cameras.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it is. And this footage ends up becoming a huge point of discussion. What it shows, I'm going to post, can I actually post it? Yeah, I'll probably be able to post it on socials, but for those of you watching, I'll insert it. This footage ends up becoming a huge point of discussion, okay? Because what it shows, you can play it, and I'm going to just describe it for our listeners. But what it shows is Carlee's driving slowly down along the shoulder of Interstate 49 that you see while she's on the phone with 911. So this is why, like, while she's on the call. Do you see her? You see her car?
Yeah, I see her car. See the hazards.
Okay, you see the hazards.
And I see no baby.
Yes. Now, she's alone in the vehicle from what it seems, right? It does not show a toddler. Also, I would assume you could probably pick up a toddler, but I don't know. It's also kind of 50-50, this video, because it's also nighttime. All you really see are the cars, right? No one else is stopping, as you see, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
People are switching lanes to
Right.
give her that space, but
because
that's
she put her hazards. Right, exactly. But this is when people start asking questions, because if there was a baby on the highway, right, why did no one else see them? Again, like we said, it could have just been you're not really paying attention, you know. It's a baby, it's a toddler, it's in the brush, totally get that. But how did no other driver stop? Why did nobody else call 911? As you can imagine, the theories, they start to explode. Some people were suggesting that there was someone hiding in the bushes that we just can't see.
Mhm.
Others were thinking like, oh my God, was there a mental health crisis? Like, what's going on? Because as you can imagine, social media was taking, like it was going off. Like everybody was
direction
every which direction, which is usually what happens. Now, some insist that there had to have been another vehicle involved, because in the footage, people were literally picking it apart, like brightening it, not altering it, but trying to figure out if they could see something that no one else could see, which I think is very helpful as well, for sure. But it could also be harmful at times, because sometimes it could lead to more. But I will say there have been a lot of cases that have broken out, or just stories where online media like really ends up helping. So that's what I mean. It's like a give or take here. A lot of people, though, from this footage alone, they argue that it doesn't really prove anything. Cameras aren't clear enough. The angles really also matter. You can't really see everything at night. So again, at least we can see that she was here, that we know where she was, right?
Yeah.
So at least it gives us something to go off of.
And I feel like the odd thing is, if she's out of, like, she gets taken out of her car or gets out of the car, you should see it from this angle to an extent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To an extent. Right. Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like we can't, and the police say, they're like, this is the camera footage that we acquired. Yes. Then after 2 days, the waiting ends.
Okay. And?
On July 15th of 2023, at around like 10:45 p.m., local 911 receives a call that Carlee Russell shows up at her family's front porch.
Get the fuck out.
Yep. On
Just
foot,
like so casual?
On foot and alone.
With the baby?
No baby. She didn't seem to have any visual injuries beyond like a small cut on her lip from what I saw. Her parents spoke on the news because a reporter asked how it felt. A reporter asked them like how it felt seeing her, and her mom said that they just wanted to hug her but they couldn't, because they could tell that she wasn't doing okay. And so they didn't want to be too pushy, and they wanted to wait for medical professionals to arrive, which makes sense, to come help with whatever it is that she needed. Police ended up arriving. They take her to the hospital for an evaluation. She's treated and released the next morning. At first, people feel a lot of relief because thank God she's alive.
I was going to say that to me is the first thing is, I don't care what, overall, I don't care truly the full story of what happened, whether something tragic or not. I think as the family, I would just be, thank the freaking Lord that you're here.
She's home. She's alive.
We can figure everything else out later.
Yes, right. Like we'll get you all the help that you need, but my God, thank God that you are alive and you're fine. Because a lot of the times when there are kidnappings, you don't get this.
I was going to say, especially if you pass that first 48.
Yes.
I think you know the statistic.
I was going to say, I just forgot the statistic. Yeah, I used to know it. I forgot the name. Let me see.
The amount of cases that if you surpass that first 48 hours and there's no hot trails or anything, more than likely you're unfortunately not going to get found, or your case isn't going to get solved.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing is it says, while precise statistics for kidnapped individuals are scarce, general missing person data shows most are found alive quickly, with around 86 to 90% of missing persons located within the 48 hours to 2 days. But the situation does worsen significantly for abducted children, where a large percentage, around 88.5%, of murder victims are killed within 24 hours.
Damn.
Yeah.
And this is something that recently we saw a boy in the news that had gone missing. And I think one of the things is, as that was hitting national headlines and I was watching it, just the story continue to develop and everything, and seeing how fast it developed, that's one thing that started making me think, the more that we do this podcast, one of the things I thought about was, does that also increase your risk of getting killed? Because I think of, all right,
if I was somebody that was kidnapping somebody or trying to take somebody, the last thing I want is now all of a sudden the person I am holding hostage to be plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
And now that's going to lead me to going, okay, what do I do to be able to try to save myself? And depending on what their end game is. And
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like that to me, the minute that, and so that's where I started getting into this mindset. And I was kind of thinking, I'm like, does it help by plastering the person everywhere?
I think it does because
because I feel like it could be a double-edged sword. Because I feel like at times it's,
I see what you mean.
You're being held hostage, but from the outside looking in, somebody that doesn't know who the hell you are, it looks like a normal situation. So there's no red flags. But if your face is everywhere and the person holding you hostage doesn't realize that, and now all of a sudden somebody sees you out with that person, then I think it kind of automatically raises that flag, because then people are like, wait, you're that person I saw in the photo.
But that's why it does help.
And exactly. So that's why I'm saying that it could be a double-edged
sword.
Yeah, because then if it's like, if the person sees that you're getting plastered everywhere, they could just be like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to cut my losses for whatever they were trying to do and kill you.
I also wonder if it's like an ego thing based off of the killer or the kidnapper or whatever.
I could see that.
Because they're I'm sure how many, and we'll definitely be covering a lot of episodes, but there are a lot of other either killers or kidnappers out there that think that they're invincible. They won't, that's not going to happen to me.
Look at the Zodiac.
Right. And so imagine the ego on that.
I mean, that man literally, he played with the police.
And also some of these like kidnappers and killers or whatever they are, to be honest, like they also, some of them just don't even care. They're probably like, I don't really care. They have like this weird urge or whatever it is that they're feeling, that they feel that they need to do this. So it's like, some of them may not even care. They probably know they may go to prison, but it might even be exhilarating for them.
I was going to say that. Yes. I think some of them don't think fully on the prison side, but even think more of the attention side.
Yeah. I mean, also like, weird. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Freak show.
But I think that's the whole thing is, I think those are the ones that plastering it everywhere, that's great. Or in this instance, whether it's, a kid running away from home because of an argument, that's also good, because then at least if somebody can see you, now all of a sudden it's, oh cool, hey, I saw the kid, they were running down the street.
That's why you never really know what's happening, and you have to do the same protocol with everybody, because you just never really know. You don't. And that, like, to your point, it could be someone that's running away from home, it could be you really are kidnapped or something happened to you, or who really knows.
I literally had malicious. The whole thought process of, if I was in that position of being kidnapped, what would I want? And I was like, I would almost want the most secretive release, to where somehow everyone knows except for the person that has me. That way then, if I'm ever seen out, then everyone knows, oh, he's kidnapped, we need a contact, and it's just played off.
Do you mean like not being on national headlines, but everybody somehow knows?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's
like
not
it's
a thing.
Super I know.
I know.
But I was like, if there was a way, that'd be so good.
Because you're saying, from what you're saying, is that if that were the case, like somehow, let's say someone everybody knew, except the kidnapper, and you're out and about randomly,
then I don't have. To me, I don't have that risk of the kidnapper wanting to just off me or like get rid of me, or even worse, hide me in a freaking bunker or some shit.
Right, like where you're never gonna be seen ever again. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, which it's interesting that you say that.
Kind of breaking down their defenses, because then they're like, oh shit.
But there are also the thing that's interesting is that there are other cases that, or even just stories in general of people who are kidnapped that are literally being kidnapped in plain sight. Not everybody. That's my thing. Like, me and you may see it on the news. Not everybody will see it on the news. Not everybody will be targeted. Not everybody. So that's what's so crazy, because you'll see, we're going to be doing a lot of other episodes, obviously, I mean, for the foreseeable future. And it's no joke. You'd be shocked. There are kidnappers. There are kidnapped people, kids, or just people who are kidnapped in plain sight that are out and about, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't even know, because one, they could be so traumatized or they're being tortured, or the kidnappers like threatening to kill their family. So, be quiet, stay quiet. It's like shocking. It's honestly shocking. That's why every case is very different. But it's interesting. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It's a good thought process.
Because it does make you think. So I totally get it. Now, as you can imagine, everybody's relieved. Police do get a chance to question her, but nothing was released to the public yet. But the question now to everybody is, what the hell happened?
For real.
What the hell happened? Because the way that she comes back is like the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Literally best case scenario.
No injuries, nothing.
Yeah, that they could see no injuries.
Yeah.
She's back. She's alone. She's on foot, whatever. The police and everybody wanted to give Carlee and her family some time to get back together with her family so that they would be able to question her when the time felt right. Now, that's probably going to be like a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, let's let her
give
settle.
Time
yeah. Police right off the bat weren't saying that she was abducted or not, because they weren't able to. They were like, let's not say anything more until we know more, which makes sense. So there was a lot of speculation during the time. The parents spoke out in an interview after she was back home, saying that they were so happy that she was back home, but they couldn't really comment on what happened yet. Now, there's an interview of them. It's like literally no joke, probably a day from after she came back home. Now, this actually led to the public becoming upset, because they were like, how could you go on the news, ask everyone for help, and then you can't let us know like what happened or what's going on? So a lot of people were starting to feel like, hey, at least can you give us some answers? Like, I know you guys are seeking privacy, but give us a little something. Like, is she okay? Yeah. Should we also be looking for a kidnapper? Should I not be out at night? So everybody was like,
not stop for a baby on the side of the road?
Is there, but that's another thing. They're like, is there an active like kidnapper out there, killer? We don't really know, torture, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So they were like, how can you be on the news asking everybody for help and then not coming back and just at least telling us what's wrong? Yeah, like, we're happy she's home and she's alive, and that's the best case scenario, but like, what's going on? And from what I was reading too, she also ended up, she had a boyfriend at the time, and her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was like writing on social media saying like, I just hope that she comes back. Thank you everybody for helping with trying to find Carlee. Like, and then even afterwards, like, I'm glad she's back home. We're giving her some time to, settle in, blah, 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 all this stuff. But then the local police finally give an update.
Like a statement?
They finally do. Yeah, they finally give an update at one of those like press conferences.
Mm-hmm. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest.
Okay. So that's the story she tells the police, right? She gets kidnapped. She was put in the 18-wheeler. Now, one of the things I'm going to mention that I didn't mention earlier, but I was like, let me mention it a little bit later. Before she left work, she actually took like a bathrobe and a roll of toilet paper with her. And what she bought at Target, the granola bar and like cheese crackers and stuff like that, those items were not found in the car when they found her. Okay. So those are the only things, but everything else was missing. Everything else was there, like her wig, her Apple Watch, her phone, everything. So that's a story that she tells the police.
So I was going to ask this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she have taken her Apple Watch off in the car?
Well, no, her Apple Watch is in her purse. So maybe she didn't wear it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, but what are you thinking?
Because to me, I see that as initially, I won't lie, initially I was thinking, was she trying to get away from something? And
like being abducted?
Not
oh, you
being
just
abducted,
mean like she's trying to get away from something? Okay.
In general.
In general? Like life
Start
or
a
something?
new life.
Yeah.
We've heard a few stories like this. And the reason I say that is because, one, you and I both wear watches, smart watches. We never leave and then say, oh, I'm going to leave my watch in the car.
Right.
Or I'm going to leave my watch in my purse. Once it's on for the day, it's on for the day.
Facts. No, valid. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. But who's to say that she didn't wear it? That she did wear it that day?
But why would it be back in the purse?
The way I see it is like, okay, interesting, right? I totally get what you're saying, right? The way I also see it is, which I see what you're saying, but the way I also see it is, what if I'm like, I was going to work, I put it in my purse, I just forgot to put it on. I took it off my charger.
She's coming home from work, though.
No, I get it. But what if you just didn't put it on at all, right? That's what I'm saying. But I love that you're questioning that, because there are a lot of inconsistencies with this story that she's telling us.
And then now getting to this, knowing the cheese crackers weren't found, but then all of a sudden a random woman was feeding you cheese crackers. I can
keep going, or you want to make your speculations.
Go ahead, keep going.
No, what were you going to finish?
Go.
But no. There are a lot of inconsistencies with her story, because she doesn't seem like your poster abducted person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she's in this truck. She claims that she was put in this truck, all this stuff. She didn't look like someone who's abducted. She also comes back home with $107
now
in cash.
Initially, I was thinking, oh, maybe she had a way of grabbing cash, thinking that she was further away from home.
Okay.
But then the other part is, well, you came out of the woods and just so happened to be near your neighborhood. What are the chances that you're that close to your home? Now, I know she was abducted near.
Right. But she's abducted and she's on a truck. So maybe she knows nearby, like where she's at. Because if you're on a truck and you're driving, because that's what she said, she was in the truck and you're driving on a highway.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
Just keep going.
I get what you're saying. But so she's not your poster child, like abduction person, because she also shows up on the front doorstep.
Let's keep going.
Okay. Now, this is where police start looking outward, and they start working backward during their investigation, right? They go back to the beginning of that night, and they start with what Carlee did before she even pulled over on the highway. Remember, before she left work, security cameras show her taking a bathrobe. There's a roll of toilet paper from the spa where she worked. That's some of the items that she ends up taking from work. Okay. She stops at Target. She buys snacks like the granola bars and cheese crackers. And later, when police find her car on the side of the highway, those items are not inside. What is inside is the food that she ordered earlier that evening from the Tzatziki's place. That food is untouched and it's still there. So police now know that she didn't really leave in a panic. She didn't grab the first thing that she could find, from what it seems. And she took specific items with her and kept them. So that's interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Then they look at the traffic camera footage. Now, you saw the traffic camera footage, right? Go back to that slide. That footage shows Carlee driving slowly along the shoulder of Interstate 459, right? For about 600 yards.
And that's the other thing. How are you
Roughly
telling me
6
she
football
saw a baby
fields.
all the way
Yes.
up at that sign?
Yes.
Because no joke, when I was
That detail
watching it,
matters.
one of my first questions was initially, damn, how fast is this baby moving? Like...
Yeah, no, because literally... They even say it in the update, the police press conference. They even say that like her car is moving 6 football fields. How fast is this baby going?
For real?
This isn't even
this
traffic.
baby got to be little man at that point.
From the movie. And so no, but seriously, so like, how is it that she's moving this fast and she's on the phone claiming she's seeing this baby and she's following it?
I'm gonna just say it. I was catching things here or there, and I won't lie. My speculation is that by the end of this, we're gonna have another Lululemon murder case.
Oh, not the Lulu. You haven't been the same since that episode.
I haven't. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it. It's really, go back and listen to it. Now, the next thing that the investigators examine is their internet search history. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., there's a search asking, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? On her work computer, there's another search. What is the maximum age for an Amber Alert?
Can you survive on crackers?
Then on July 13th, the day of her disappearance, police find even more searches. How to take money from a register without being caught. At 2:13 a.m., a search from there was a search at 2:13 a.m. for the Birmingham bus station. At 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. Later that same day, around 12:10 p.m., there's actually a search for the movie Taken. The movie that is centered around the abduction of Neil Leesom's daughter in this show. It is not really his daughter,
by
but
the
you know what I
way,
mean.
The man lost that same girl how many times?
I know. Hey, I mean, he still got her, though. He got her every time he went, okay?
I don't know who you are,
but
police, I will find you.
But no, seriously, police at this point are careful when they release this information because they also say that there are additional searches on Carlee's phone that they are choosing not to make public, which is interesting. Very interesting. They say that those searches offer insight into her mindset at the time, but for the sake of her privacy, they're not going to release them. But that's important because she's already searching all these other things. Also, very interesting things to search, and then you are, quote unquote, abducted. Now, they're saying, like, this isn't about just one search or one item or the one moment. They're pretty much saying it's about the whole pattern that led up to this.
Yes.
Now, before she shows up back on her family's porch on July 13th, around, 10, almost 11 p.m., earlier in that day, 911 dispatchers receive a call from a Red Roof Inn in Vestavia Hills that family members of Carlee Russell did show up, apparently. Yes.
What?
Now, there's very little from what I saw, but I remember reading this. Family members told the person in the lobby that they received a call from Carlee Russell, saying that she was at the motel. Police do say that there is no evidence of someone signing in under her name. So we're not really, I don't know, there's not really much more information about this other than that is a
speculation.
Tip. Yes, other than that, apparently this was a tip. Now, at this point, detectives ask Carlee to come in for another interview, but she declines. And from there, all communication stops.
Huh.
All communication stops. And that's when the investigators begin preparing for a very difficult and different ending, one that probably no one could have expected coming. On July 24th of 2023, what is that, like a week and a half, 2 weeks from the 15th?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, it's in the same month. Less than 2 weeks, probably. After her disappearance and her return, the story officially changed. A statement is released by Carlee Russell's attorney.
Oh.
In it, Carlee admits that there was no kidnapping. She faked it all. In it, she says that she did not see a toddler on the side of the road. She says that she was not abducted, and she says that she actually never left the Hoover area. She apologized to law enforcement, to the volunteers who searched for her in the community that ended up rallying, trying to bring her home. But unfortunately, what that statement does not include is an explanation. What was she doing? Why did she do that? What the hell was that? There is no account of where she was during the from what I was reading, 49 hours actually she was missing. So she just made the cutoff. There is no motive given. There is no additional details, just the admission that she made it all up. A few days later, on July 28th, police do formally charge Carlee with false reporting to law enforcement and falsely reporting an incident. Both charges are misdemeanors under the Alabama law, though. And from what I saw, I think all she had to pay was like $18,000 in restitution to cover the costs of the search. Yes. She actually did turn herself in and she was released on bond. The Alabama Attorney General publicly expressed a lot of frustration, saying that this case caused a lot of real harm. Okay. Remember we were saying how not a lot of Black missing women get this coverage.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden, everything's been faked.
Yeah, it's fake. So now there's also there's so many other people out here that are actually missing, that are actually in danger. And then you think that it is okay to make up this story.
And that's exactly my thing. Take race out of it. I mean,
yes, just period.
Because I was going to say, think of how many people, and I'm sure there's a stat somewhere, the amount of people that go missing every single day.
Yeah,
and do not get the coverage, do not get the support and the manpower,
any type of airtime
towards this.
Yes.
To try to find them. And you were given all of that, but you literally were not in danger. And there's other people that were and are still to this day in danger.
Right.
Prime example.
Or are never found again. Yes.
Lauren Spear, she got plenty of attention, but never was found.
She was never found. Yep. And here she goes, like, making up this whole story.
Yeah.
What? Like, sometimes I also wonder, I'm like, we don't even know what ended up happening, like why she ended up doing it. But a part of me, the only thing I can think of, one of the things that I kept seeing online actually at the time, because I remember when it happened, like me and my friends, like we were sending each other updates like left and right. We're like, oh my God, did they find her? It was only for 2 days. So for those 2 days, no joke, we'll be like, did they find her? I wonder if she's okay. How's the family doing? Blah, blah, this stuff. And after this all ended up coming out that she actually lied about it, we were like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, and that's exactly the other thing that I was going to get into is I feel like that's the other side of it is you're not just taking a few people along for this ride. Once you hit even just local news, anyone that's human that has a caring soul is going to be hoping and checking in like you guys did. We even did for recently when we heard on the news about the kid. Yeah. And it's one of those things that you're constantly kind of trying to check in as you can because you're like, damn, like I really
what else can we do? Can we share? Yes. Can we what else can we do?
And you're looking for updates because genuinely, I think everyone wants to just end up hearing a happy, they reunited with their family.
Yeah.
There was some harm, but they were able to escape without too much trauma.
Right. Like, the fact is that they just came home alive.
Yes.
Right. This is what I mean. Best case scenario was her coming back.
And that's exactly on her family's what we porch. Thought happened.
Yes.
And then come to find out it was all a fucking scam.
So the judge sentenced her to probation. Oh, and by the way, pin that because I have to tell you we'll talk theories, but we'll talk the speculation. But a judge sentenced her to probation, community service, and mental health counseling because clearly something must be wrong here.
Yeah.
And nearly $18,000 in restitution, like I said. As of later court reviews, only a small portion of that restitution has been paid. I don't know anymore since then. But just like that, this case that once looked like kidnapping changed within 2 days. Literally changed with 2 days entirely. Now, like I said, she did have that boyfriend during that search. He was speaking publicly and everything. Pin that.
Pinning.
But like her family, he was expressing a lot of fear and confusion during this time, saying that he just wanted her home safely. But after Carlee did return and, we all found out that she was lying, he actually disappeared from the public conversation. He didn't offer any explanations either, any commentary, and the police have never suggested he was involved, so pretty much this is all on Carlee's accord.
Yeah.
Afterwards, the only statement that I saw that he did make was that he was mad and sad that she did lie because he's like, what the hell, girl? Like,
now you're taking him on an emotional roller
like that's
coaster,
terrible.
too.
Exactly. Like you're harming everybody in the process, even the people who are searching for you coming out to take this time out. But he was like really sad and mad because he said he just didn't understand why she would do that. They aren't together anymore. But he did say that in an interview that they went to New York City like a few weeks prior and they had an argument there, but nothing that he would think would fake a kidnapping.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know what really made
struck
her
this. Yeah.
struck this. And we really don't even understand what her like mental state was at the time either, which is another factor. And like I'm telling you, I mean, also the fact that she went to an attorney and we are only hearing from her attorney, obviously things are going to be kept very under wraps, so we don't really know. So when this story turned out to be a lie, many families said that it felt like such a disappointment. And remember, I mentioned Angela. Didn't her daughter actually be kidnapped and murdered?
Yes,
and she came
out trying to be.
And she was bringing so much awareness. Imagine how Angela felt. She ended up speaking openly about how painful it was to hear that Carlee lied. That she just could not understand why she would do this. But she said that it really undermined years of advocacy for missing Black women because facts, dead ass. But she did not publicly offer forgiveness that I could find from what I could see. But it was a reminder that real families are still waiting for answers. And unfortunately, some of these families who are waiting for these answers get the answers that nobody wants to hear. That their daughter or their child or their family member or whoever it is does not end up making it home alive. Now, let's talk theories. Because there are some theories circulating about what they think really happened and where she was and what they are, okay? But this is all speculation. These are all just theories. None of these are confirmed. But some of the common theories that I saw, and I remember because at this time when this case was this was happening live, one of them, many people believe that Carlee ended up staying with someone she knew personally. I don't know, maybe it was a romantic interest, maybe it was a friend, maybe it was an acquaintance, but she must have been staying with somebody for 2 days. Okay. Another theory is that she most likely hid somewhere nearby. Maybe she was somewhere that was vacant, or maybe she stayed at the Red Roof Motel. That was a big theory at the time. Okay. One of the other things that I saw, I remember at this time when this case was happening live, I kept hearing all over, but it was all speculation, that the reason that she actually left and tried to fake her kidnapping is because she wanted her boyfriend to like want her. Okay. Something, and then hearing that he spoke out saying that they had an argument, blah, blah, this stuff. Who's to say that maybe that wasn't, that she really didn't, maybe they were going to break up or something. And she's like, oh no, I need him to like, I need to latch back on. And this is like a crazy way to do it, girl. A crazy way. Also, if he's not for you, he's not for you. It's okay.
It'd be like that sometimes. It's okay.
It'd be like that. Don't worry about it. There's someone out there. But that was one of the theories as well, that she was probably, she probably left because she's having this mental health crisis based off of like her relationship with her boyfriend at the time, that she wanted to leave. So the fact that she also took like right before she ends up leaving work, she takes a bathrobe and toilet paper.
Yeah, that's odd.
And then she sits at a granola bar. Yeah.
Gonna spend a few days in the woods in a nice bathrobe, and at least I got toilet paper.
No, seriously. And so that's why a lot of people were thinking that, she was also at the Red Roof Inn because of that tip. They're like, why would they get called? Why would her family get called in saying that she's there?
Yeah, that's odd.
Interesting. And also, if it were me, it would never be me, actually. Let me never say that. I would never do something like that. That's insane. But thinking about her in that situation, and she has a bathrobe and toilet paper, and like granola bar and Cheez-Its, that's more than enough at a motel room.
True.
And you got a faucet. I mean, I don't like drinking tap water, but like you got a faucet, right? If you're really trying to hunker down.
Yo, if I was really trying to hunker down, I'd be at a nicer hotel.
No, dead ass. That's for sure. That's for sure. And also her searching how to take money from a register. But then she also comes home with $107. I wonder how much she took.
Wonder where the register was.
Yeah. Also, did she mean it at work? Did she steal from work? That's another thing. There's a lot that there is unknown because
of all this.
We don't know because she hasn't said anything. And I'm sure her attorney's like, we're not saying a peep. We're stopping here. We are stopping here. So yeah, ultimately, no one knows what happens. It could be really what your idea, whatever you think could have happened. I know. And
I
she
think
lied.
There's a lot of those speculations, a lot of those conspiracies.
There's got to be some light to it, some
truth
to it.
Almost each one. So
you're like, or maybe all three.
Yeah, ¿por qué no los tres?
Yeah, ¿por qué no los tres? Yeah, seriously.
So
Oh man, did I show you for a doozy?
You did, but I gotta say, I feel like
You
early
caught
on
on to it?
I
You're
just
like, this
didn't.
is
I'll
weird.
be honest. I didn't want to say anything early on, mainly because my biggest concern was I was gonna make a comment and be completely wrong, and she was actually missing, had a horrible experience,
Right, and you're
still
like,
is
this is
missing to
terrible.
this day. And I was like, the last thing I need is to say something like that I'm based on this video and this thing.
Right.
that
Well,
I'm
because we've
speculating
covered
this.
so many
Yeah.
cases where you, at the beginning, you're like, oh, it has to plain and simple, black and white.
Yeah.
And then we get to the end, you're like, what the hell? I was never expected that to happen. Are you kidding me?
So
like, that really happened?
I was trying to use a bit of just take it back, keep
You
those
did
thoughts
great.
to yourself,
You did
and then
great.
the minute you kind of hinted at it, I instantly am
Tom's like, oh, no.
okay, so I'm thinking my speculations that I was starting to
Yeah,
make
your
were right.
theories. Yeah. You're waiting for all the information to come
Because
through.
genuinely,
to
I
make
saw
your-
her pull over, and that was the first thing that hit my mind. I was like, how the fuck fast is the baby moving?
Right. No, I remember when I first watched the video, that was one of the things I noticed too. Like, because like they released it at the time when this was happening because they're telling the public everything that they know. And when I saw the video, I was like, damn, she's fucking moving fast. And then when they described it in the police press conference, saying that like she moved pretty much 600 yards, which was 6 football fields. I'm like,
Yeah.
and you're saying
I
it's a
don't-
toddler?
I don't know
You're
about you, but that ain't no baby I've ever met that can move that quick.
No way. I think about, and she said, I don't know, like 3 or 4, a toddler and diapers. I immediately think of like our nephews and our niece. And it's like, no, they don't. They would never. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The only baby I think that could actually genuinely
Move that fast.
move that fast would be like if Jalen Hurts and
You talk about little man.
literally
Literally
Basically,
little man.
that's the
an
only
actual little man.
possibility.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah. I remember when I learned that she lied, I was so pissed. I can't even imagine the people that actually were there to be able to like help and support and walk around and look for her and just
for
like
real.
that's terrible.
Like, what
That's
a waste
terrible.
of
Yeah.
everyone else's time.
Time, resources, like it's just she didn't really. My other thing is that, like, I don't know. I wonder what she was thinking in the sense too that maybe she didn't think that she would have any type of press. She probably was just like, no one's gonna
I
look
don't
for me.
know.
No,
It's
which I
just-
also find crazy because I'm like, you don't think your family would look for
But
you?
then she was looking up Amber Alerts.
Right, because
I'm like, do you
also,
want an
girl.
Amber Alert? Amber Alerts are big. That's
Yeah.
big.
but also an Amber Alert, it's only for people under 18.
That's true
It's
too.
also, she's like in her 20s, girl. Come on. Now let me see because I don't want anybody to roast me. Yeah, look, it says Amber Alert is generally for children 17 years old or younger.
Mhm.
Exactly. So I'm also like,
You ain't no
girl,
baby.
yeah, you're in your 20s. Why would you? Also, prime time. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to Google search and then you leave your phone behind?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't thought through.
At
It
that
wasn't
point, you
thought
should have
through.
just tossed the phone.
I mean, this whole thing was clearly, you shouldn't have
You
even
didn't
thought
think
about
this
it.
out the right
You shouldn't
way.
even think about it at all, period, to be quite honest with you. Well, that's our episode for today, friends. Yay! In the sense of congratulations.
Congrats to the
3 winners.
giveaway
The
winners.
3 giveaway winners. Yes. Thank you for joining us today on Macabre Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you know more about today's episode or caught a detail we might have missed, let us know.
And we'd also love to hear from you. If you're new to the show, we always say this. If you have a story that's strange, sinister, or downright spooky, doesn't matter how small you might think it is, send it our way. You can email us at macabremondays@gmail.com or head over to macabremondays.com and submit your story. Yours just might be featured on an upcoming listener episode.
Yes. Follow us on social media by searching Macabre Mondays for photos of today's episode, updates, and a little extra spooky fun. We'll see you next Monday for another sinister, strange, and spooky episode. Stay tuned to more mysteries just around the corner. But until then, stay curious and stay safe, friends.
Bye.
Bye.